Right, so we have these 3 rooms.
12, 11.
And they're fed, one VAV box feeds these 3 rooms.
Okay.
So I can tell you that the room that the sensor is in
Yes.
is going to determine how much, you know how VAV works.
Yes.
It lets more or less air. So the air coming out of the outlets are all going to be the same
All
temperature.
will be the same.
They'll be the same temperature.
It means, look, whatever. If one, let's say patient is satisfied on a room 211 and temperature is normal for him, right? Another one in a 209, for example, let's say he is saying it's too hot for me.
Yeah, there's nothing
There
you're
will
going to be able to do.
nothing that can be done.
The
right?
only thing you can do is lower the temperature, and that'll bring the temperature down.
Temperature, yeah, but in this case, that from 211 will start to complain, but
This, I mean, this is the world
The
of,
only other
One
alternative,
thermostat
Yes.
controls 3 rooms.
3 rooms,
Yeah.
yes.
and the only other alternative would be to the
Thermostat
staff.
and sensor.
this,
It's
I
not
mean,
wrong.
I didn't design the system.
Yes, yes,
No,
we
And,
understand. We
and
just,
it's a lot more
we
money to put an
just-
individual
you know what?
VAV box per room.
what?
For
No,
me.
we just
Oh,
want
oh,
to
yeah.
learn our system.
For me,
I'm telling you.
actually, doesn't matter what's over there. I'm telling you.
But you're gonna
but
run in, you definitely
When
gonna run
I'm
into the
getting
problem.
papers for work orders, I need to tell, listen, it can't be done. Because
So-
the system works on this way.
So when you
We
look,
can't make everybody absolutely happy, right?
when you look at the VAV box, it'll tell you the rooms that it
Rooms,
feeds.
yes.
So when you see multiple rooms, you know you're probably gonna have a problem.
Yep.
The only way to handle it is make an adjustment that affects all 3 rooms.
Yep.
So chances are, you're only gonna know about the person that's complaining. You're not gonna know about the person that's satisfied. And after you make the adjustment, then you have the
Another one.
person that was satisfied is gonna complain in order to make the other people happy.
The thermostat is covered with some.
The thermostat looks like,
Or patient can adjust.
no,
No adjustment.
it's a blank plate, it's just the sensor.
Ah, okay, I know.
It looks like a blank
Yes,
handy box plate, that's it. That's the only sensor you have in the rooms. Some of the,
Who can adjust temperature?
you can, that's it.
From
From
BMS.
front end, that's it.
From BMS.
From BMS, yes.
Ralphie, I just need you to sign him. Where is Greg?
He's coming 10 o'clock.
With the school teacher.
This guy is he was like, move the train, you wanna be there, wanna be there. We move the train, he's not here.
He refused to
He doesn't like Ralphie, I know.
get trained because there's no
Donuts.
no t-shirts, no
Yeah,
donuts.
I told him.
Allegedly, there's coffee and donuts coming.
You see?
I cannot confirm anything until it shows up, but
It's a
allegedly it's
hearsay.
coming.
It's a
Wow.
hearsay until I
Well,
taste it.
instead of donuts and coffee, I don't eat donuts as prefer. I like them, but I can't eat them now. We can take also by the shears.
I'm
Johnson
sorry.
Control,
Ralphie,
Johnson Control has very
Am I
good shears
mistaken,
with a
or is
package
it,
here.
is it
I have few
December
of them. It's
24th?
very, yes, it's very comfortable. I like them.
Alex, I don't think it's December 24th. It's not Christmas
It's
yet.
coming. It's coming. And after
Send a letter
December
to
24th,
Santa.
it's only 1 week for my birthday is coming.
Listen, when Boris gets here, he's the guy.
Okay, he can. that.
Okay, we can.
Boris is the guy you gotta hit up. I'm
He
just,
has a credit card.
he has the credit
Okay,
card.
we'll
I'm just the
talk
grunt
with
in the
you. We
field.
will grab.
You know, if you get T-shirts out of him, get a few more for me
No
too.
problem.
He's very sleepy.
I'll talk with him.
All right. So you'll know when you click on a VAV box and you see that it feeds multiple rooms, that's what you're dealing with. I mean, we've all been doing air conditioning a long time. It's been a problem with me forever, you know.
No, it's okay. It's absolutely fine. We just need to.
Yeah, you need to know.
You know, just that I can come and say, listen, it's impossible to do. I can change it to rise here. In the next day or next 2 days, this one will start to complain it's uncomfortable for him. Temperature should be set, and it should be set on a one way for everybody.
Well, yeah, so right down here is where you have the set point adjustment.
Yeah.
Now, you can adjust that. 72,
Yep, and keep it for all of them.
72 is pretty much what I've seen across the board. I mean, you might have some.
Yeah, it's normal. For my
That,
opinion,
right?
it's normal.
Now, just to remind you that there's a 2-degree dead band
Mhm.
in the thermostat. So just because you're at 73 doesn't mean you're in full cooling yet, okay? You know, if you're 2 degrees or more away from it, then you're gonna be there, okay? 2-degree dead band in the thermostats.
Mhm.
So if you're at 71 and you don't see the heating valve start to open up yet, don't panic. Okay, you're starting to go in a direction, but you're not there yet, okay?
Okay, if we put set point on a thermostat like 70 degree, in the cooling mode it's gonna be
From
72.
68 to 72.
Yeah.
And heating mode is gonna be 68.
Yes, it won't go to full heating until it hits 68.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's gonna, the pit loop goes, it's gonna get in the direction, but there's the dead band is in there, so.
Okay, all thermostats.
All the VAV thermostats are set up like that with 2
If you open a thermostat in a transportation supervisor office, you will see the difference.
It's a VAV, I'm talking about I'm talking NRB,
Okay.
okay? You gotta remember, my mind is completely set in NRB because I didn't do any of the work in CSP.
Okay, because in the CSP in transportation supervisor office, the dead band like 10 degree on the other side.
So, I mean, our standard default is 2 degrees.
How we can change this dead band?
Yeah, that would have to be,
on our unit, in our office.
I mean, I could take care of it for you. You're gonna need a Johnson or whoever does your service to take care of it,
Okay.
to do that, to
Okay,
tighten that. You
okay.
gotta go into the program. and
Okay, I
do
will
that.
just keep.
I can't even expose the point for you.
Okay,
So,
I will just keep the record. about
yeah,
it.
so he can tighten that up for you.
Mhm.
I mean, if you want me to do it, I'll do it for you.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I will
It's no
just,
problem.
I will just like
I'll do whatever, I'm yours today. I'll do whatever you want.
again tomorrow.
And then next week again.
Okay.
All right, so basically, really the discharge air set point. So it tells you the AHU, what's coming out of the air handler, right? And then you get a local what's coming out of the VAV box. So you can see the heating valve is at 15%, so it dropped. So everything seems to be working. We do have a max on the heating set point. It doesn't let the coil go above 92 degrees. So that's everywhere in
But if it's
NRB.
a 92
Okay,
degrees,
for NRB we have more information because in the CSB we don't have this temp, we don't have this information on the VAV screen, we don't have this one.
max 92, like for me seems it's too much. It should be.
No, that's a
90
full.
should be
That's
lower.
actually pretty low for.
Mhm.
You think so?
For heating, I mean, you heat your water to 160 degrees, right? I mean, 140 degrees.
The energy started to blow 94, 92 degrees. You feel you get just.
It doesn't mean you have to get there. You don't have to get to 90. Like we said, we're doing some minimal heating now, and we're doing
Because of the
69.
15%,
I'm just saying it's
right?
not going to let it get above 92 degrees.
I think over there is more efficient
So-
hours.
So what you
Because
have
it
is.
don't- the bedrooms don't have windows like the old buildings do.
Yeah. So basically, right, we have a min and a max flow. So in cooling, you're just gonna see if we're closer to the set point, we'll be at 147. And if we're further away from the set point, we'll be at 285. So you can see what the actual flow is and what we're looking for. So right now, we're looking for minimum, right? We're right at 100. We're in heating, so it's pretty much the same as minimum. So we're looking for 146, and we're doing 158. So we're looking pretty good on this box. I mean, hopefully we'll see the room temperature rise, get to that 72, but it's nice and slow and controlling good.
How will we see the temperatures rise?
I mean, we could put trends on it. I don't know if this particular box has a trend on it. It does not, but I could put one on it. You remember how we do the trends? So if we go to, let's see. So we go to right? This doesn't have a trend. We have to do the trends from the tree, right? So if I highlight the point, it tells me where it is, right? So it's in NAE5 FC2. So if I go to the tree, right, go to NAE5 FC2, and I want to pull box number 1510, right? So 1510, I expand that. So now, here's the zone temperature. If I right click on that and the show extensions point, I can click on that and it lets me add a trend. Okay? So then with the trend, we're going to trend the zone temperature. We could determine how often we want to do the trend. I typically set them up for every 5 minutes.
No, it's like 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Yeah, I think so. It's too many information to calculate. Not 300. 300 seconds.
All right, and then this, well, 3,000
3,000
yeah.
seconds.
So the repository
It's
point,
almost 1 hour.
It's 1 hour, 3,000 seconds.
Did I do my math wrong?
No.
1,500?
Hold on. 300.
60 seconds times 5.
65 by...
It's supposed to be 1,500.
610 minutes. It should be 1,800.
1800.
1,800, you're right. Right? So the repository, if you enable a repository, it keeps the information. If you don't enable a repository, it writes over it every 24 hours.
Okay, can you start with how we can get this picture?
Okay. So we highlight the zone temperature.
Highlight, okay, we need...
So you need to know where it is, right? See this? NAE5.
No, but we also have that we are way in the top right there. VIV 150.
No, but we need to know what
You need to know how to get to it, right? Yeah, so when you highlight it, it tells you where in the tree it is. So when you, so when, highlight, well, that's the set point, but. So it's telling us, right, it's in, but NAE5 FC2. So we come over to the tree, right, when you first get there, it's gonna look like this. So we go to NAE5, see NAE5? Right, now we open it up, we expand it. FC2, you see FC2? Right, FC2, and now we look for the VAV we want. So it was 1510.
I see that.
1510. 1510. Now we open it again, and now we see the zone temperature. There's the point. Okay? So now we right click on it. We go to show extension.
Temperature means ZN-C.
Zone temperature, ZNT. So we go show extensions, and now we add a new trend. All right, we go next, and now here's the information. So we want to put it 1,800 seconds, and then we want to enable the repository so we keep the information.
But do we need more than 24 hours to keep information or no? Because he said, if it's that one, what he said right now, depository to keep that information, for how long it's going to be?
It keeps it
forever?
until somebody purchases it out.
Or clean that out, right?
Yeah,
I mean, just
so-
clean it. We don't need that forever. We need like a 1, maybe 2 days, not
So
more.
it will be overload.
Yes,
memory.
we need that for 1 day, maybe.
Your server, you could hold a lot of information. Like a half-hour trend in the repository is not going to be. If you do a 10-second trend,
And maybe just for us,
that kind of gets, and you leave it enabled for a long
might be
period of time.
easier just to us, you know, if we keep it, for example, for 24, 48 hours, on that shorter period of time, we don't need to know what was months ago.
Well, it's only
For us,
when
will be easier, I think, it's what you
Yes,
say, to
maybe.
determine what's in that on a shorter period of time.
The term should be like...
We don't care about
One
what
month,
ago.
1 month.
You know,
not more.
we don't need that.
Well-
What was, because yesterday could be temperature like a 96 degrees. 2 days later, like a 77. We don't need that trend from
But
97.
Alex, I think the contractor, BM contractor, Pete, he should come in every like 6 months.
And he should purge it out. And they could actually,
He should clean everything.
yeah, that's part of their
Yes.
maintenance, right? They should clear out the alarms
Yeah.
and clear out the trends and whatever else. So, to me, more information is better, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know,
I agree.
if I 24 hours, and you know, somebody, because it always happens to me, oh, can you tell me last week, it seems like we had a problem where something went down and I want to know, is that what caused this? You know, the information is there. If it's not doing damage, then you might as well, have it.
Send your
It's,
report.
you guys, I'm showing you how to do it. You guys set up the trends however you want to do it. You know,
I will reset everything on my work weekend. When nobody, I will fix it.
so
I got my mom's there. I got my mom's there.
again, and you know, most of the alarms are set up for you guys already. But the same way you can set up an alarm. So if you right click,
Show us off in 11 and
With alarm for temperature is too high or too low, right?
Enjoy.
the alarm for temperature is what?
For example, you said we
Yeah.
can set alarm.
So
We
if I-
can make it, for example, temperature is too low for this VAV box or too high for this VAV box, and gives, shows up alarm for engineers, right?
Yeah. So right here, you'll see there's an alarm there already, right? But if we want to add another one, we can. Now, if you want to adjust the alarm that's there, let's take a look. Let's drag this. If we drag the point over, see the alarm tab? Okay. So we could click on the alarm tab, and then we can make an adjustment. So right now, the high limit is set for 80 degrees, and the low limit is set for 65. So you can edit this and make an adjustment. What did I do? I shot everything. I just clicked off the whole thing. Must hit that excellent point.
Wow. Greg Lewis is talked to the right because he didn't get in the training.
The donuts from Honeywell. Shame on Johnson.
No, thank you. Thank you. Does the Honeywell donuts? Oh, they taste good.
Which one do I
Сюда
want?
поставить.
I can't make up my mind. Joe.
One. With my donut.
Shame on Johnson Control. We're gonna ask Boris tomorrow.
He told me he was coming with him. He said, what time you guys take coffee? I said, usually 9:30. So you could get to that adjustment by clicking on the point. That you can get to the tab. So if you click on the actual point, we can get to the alarm tab like that. You don't have to go to the tree to do an adjustment. So we could change the 80 or 65. You could put a warning in there. So instead of going into alarm, if we wanted to put a warning at 75, you know how the alarm turns red? The warning will turn yellow and tell you that we're getting close to. So, I mean, if you want to put a warning at 78 and say, hey, you know, let's take a look at this before we get to alarm, that's something you could put in there. So you could also, on certain alarms, you could reference a set point that you're how many degrees away from the set point. Not just put a fixed high limit. You know, if it seems to be something that you adjust the set point to a lot, that may be how you want to do that. From that right click, you could also add, okay, you can add, I showed you the trend, I showed you the alarm. You can do totalization, which is like a runtime on how long something is on. Or you could do averaging, where you could see what the average is over the course of so much time. Let's see how the averaging. Yeah, so you're taking 15 samples.
Ralph,
Yes.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I'm apologize. I just get an idea. For that, what you show for us, just if we have time, that adjustment. If you will show by the few that steps again, that 3 where we do that adjustment. For example, trend and or alarm. And I will make a picture on the telephone and save it in a memory.
Okay,
Just to, you know, if I will need to recall that half year later,
absolutely.
and if I didn't do that for last 3 months, I may really forget about that, you know, to say true.
Well, you're gonna get a copy of the video.
But where it's going to be that copy of the video, you know, and how to get for that.
Good
I asked Scott about that for links. He said, oh, now it's not available, and when it's gonna be somewhere later, we have no idea when it's happened and how it's happened. If it's a chance, I will
Okay, yeah, so
better
let's,
to give to my copies, and that's it for. Just to make it easy, I will be able
okay.
to share with.
So let me know when you're ready.
Actually, I think I do already. From beginning, when we just start for rent, for example, right? And what is that rent? We can do the same, for example, for alarms, right?
Well, I'm gonna show you. So what we're gonna do is, right, we gotta highlight the point and figure out where it is.
Okay, let's.
So
do
we
that.
just put the cursor over the point,
Okay. Just
and that tells us the path, right? So we see NAE 5 FC2.
Its location.
We know the
Okay.
VAV box. So now we go over to the tree.
To the three, wait, because I need to get that.
Right, we go over to the tree.
that pointer over there, just 1 second.
You wanna see the pointer here again?
No, yeah, where you put the head.
Okay, so now I came over to the tree,
Okay.
and I'm at NAE
We
5.
never find
I'm gonna open that up, right? So now I'm at FC2, right? Because there's 2 buses where there's devices on. Okay, now I'm gonna open that up, and I'm gonna look for the VAV that I want, which is 1510. Okay, so there's the VAV I want, 1510. We'll bring that up, center that. Now I'm gonna open this up, and I'm gonna look for the point, which is the zone temperature, right? So there's the point itself. Now once I'm there, I highlight it and I right click on it, and I go to show extensions, and there's the trend. So I would click on new. Okay, this is if you want to name the trend, you can change it up here. Then I go to next, and here's where I put my information. Okay, so the amount of time that I want to do it for, and then whether I want to keep the data longer than 24 hours is the repository. So I enable or disable the repository.
Okay.
Okay? Sound good?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Can you delete this trend?
you want me to delete that trend?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's every half hour. I mean,
Okay.
it's not a bad thing. So now let me show you. Suppose you wanted to edit the trend. Okay? So that you can go right from the point, go into the point, right click, and pick the tag of the point itself. Okay? See the tab that says, okay, this is the actual trend. There's not much data because
Yeah, not yet.
we just
Yeah,
added this
yeah.
one. Okay, so this is the graph. If you wanted to put it into a table, you click on the middle one that looks like a little table right there. And then if I want to edit the data, I click on the last one, and you need to go to advanced, okay? And now, if I wanted to change the time, I can edit it here, like if I wanted to make it faster or slower, okay? And if I wanted to enable, disable a repository, I can do it here. So if you add a trend and you say, oh, the half hour is not long enough, or you know what, I need to keep this for a week, so let me enable it. You can go into and edit it. You don't have to create a new one. What I've done is, if I'm really having a problem and I need to see a fast-acting trend, like I'm talking fast, like every 10 seconds, I'll just set it up for just a day, so I can see what's going on. So it doesn't stay in the system and bog it down, but it gives me the information that I'm looking for that day, maybe to see what was happening if I'm troubleshooting something. I'll do that sometimes.
On that, Ralph, on that VAV boxes, on a new building, because we don't know right now, and air handlers, because on this building, what we have now, reacting time of air handlers to change the temperature. When we set different value, right, to make it cooler or make it warmer, it takes a really long time till the motor will start to rise, for example, like a rotation speed or something like that. It takes like a long time. How is that?
You're talking about making an adjustment at the air handler or making an adjustment at the VAV box?
Mostly, I don't know how that air handler in a new building will work, but on our older system, what we have here for CSB, it takes like a long time for that to get true adjustment if we change that set points for temperature, for example.
The discharge air temperature
Yes.
of the air handler? It takes a long time to...
It's a long time. Maybe did he change something now that we know? We still have the same. It takes really like long.
What's long, an hour? A day?
Huh?
I never saw it.
No, when we see the temperature change.
I mean, if you're making it,
we
let's
adjust.
say, you know, a typical change would be to go from 55 to 60, right? On a day where, you know, a shoulder day from a cooling day.
Mhm.
How long does it take to get from 55 to 60?
It's long. I never checked by
A couple of hours, the whole day, or what?
Not whole day, but
Not the whole day.
not whole day,
Not the whole day.
but it takes like a time. And if again somebody starts to fall and complain, we have like
Yes,
a couple
maybe 2 hours.
patients here that I feel hot here, you know, all the time I feel.
So, I mean, I haven't looked at it, so I can't necessarily speak for it, but, I mean, it can be sped up. Generally speaking, I say, you know, in the controls world, slow is good,
Slow back.
right? Because you're either gonna have there's two scenarios you're gonna have, right? You're gonna have a gradual increase or decrease getting to the point you want, or you're gonna go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down until you level it out. So, but a tuned machine, 2 hours seems a bit excessive to make 5 degrees. Depending on the day though. You know, if you're on a day where you use an economizer first, and your outside air is not particularly that cold, I can understand it taking a little longer to get there.
But for example, you say in about 5-degree difference to machine for, like again, for adjustment for everything. About 2 hours is like a normal time, right? Or about that.
2 hours seems a little bit excessive to me. I mean,
Alex, you know, we change speed for our unit, for our shaft.
Yes.
The pit didn't. Now our unit responds very much faster than another one.
But we have other one also here.
so if
And
you told me,
from our unit actually, nobody never complained for that, too hot or too cold.
so let,
Other units they do. War control, Ilya, that Gina,
So
No, generally it's separate.
Understand?
It's
cooling comes off, that's a slower process than an air handler, you know, controlling the discharge air temperature that's feeding a VAV system. That should be a much faster reacting system. So I would say if that's the type of system you're looking at, 2 hours is a bit excessive on that. Whereas if you're talking about an AC unit feeding a space with its own temperature, 2 hours I would say is pretty good on that. So does that answer your question? I mean, okay. I mean, again, if you want me to look at anything while I'm here, I can take a look, and if I can speed it up, I'll speed it up. But you do run the risk of getting some hunting until it levels out. Okay. Does everybody understand where we're at with that, with the trends? You want to do another one or look at another one? Go back to the graphic. You know, obviously this is a floor plan, and we see we have a high temperature here. Well, let's see what we got here. So
what is this?
we look at it's 81 degrees in the space. Everything seems to be.
It's below 54.
Well, this is at 54. This is at 54.4. So there's no heat, we're not passing by any heat.
Then there should be open more.
Well, no, we're looking for 200 CFM, and we're doing 207. So, based on the size of the box, this is what these CFM set points are at.
Yeah, but the temperature is too high.
But that's the max setting. That's how it's balanced.
This shows the max setting, because the temperature is shows like
Well,
65.
You have room on it.
Percent open.
Yeah, but you have room on the damper, but you're at what the balance it to, so you're not going to go above that. I don't know if we have a trend on this.
The temperature should be open 100% now.
No, so the damper will.
I understand it's maximum it's 200, but in this condition, the temperature should be open more.
Well, we don't know what's causing this condition. I mean,
Well, you don't know what.
I don't know. Could there be a coffee pot in front of the sensor? Could there be the shades could be up and maybe there's a direct sun load on it?
No sound.
I'm just throwing out examples on it because I have seen a sun load, especially with these thermostats are stainless. Let's call them sensors because they're not really thermostats.
Yeah.
These sensors are stainless steel, so they if they do get a direct sun load on them, they do heat up. So, but this is something we'd have to take a look at. I mean, the box, to me, just looking at it, it looks like it's working correctly. Whether it's balanced.
It's working correctly if temperature is 80,
Well, I'm saying it's
81 and set point is 70. It doesn't work correct.
Well, I don't know if maybe the balancer put the wrong numbers in, or like I said, there's some extenuating circumstance that's generating heat in there. Because you guys did have some,
Something wrong with this.
I don't know if they have some extra equipment from when they were doing the COVID up there, put into the room. I don't know what the load in the room is.
What floor is it?
This is 5th floor, so 158. So this is the 5th floor.
Fifth floor, 5 floors.
Well, let's put a trend in this box to see where we're at. So, so this is 158.
No, it's I thought the controllers, everything is made in Germany.
Johnson's controllers?
Yes.
I don't know if they're still made in Germany. The old DXs were. I don't know if the new, past 15 years. I don't know where they're made. Did you look? You looked at one that said made in Germany on it?
Somebody told me it's just Boris or Pete who told me.
I knew the old ones were. It was funny. Old ones when you would right before you download it, it would say halt to tell you to stop.
But software is actually is made in China.
The software?
Yeah.
I don't know where it's developed. We do have what's called a Center of Excellence in India. They will on some jobs they'll do the software and send it over to us, the engineering portion of it. But they've gotten away from that. They haven't been using it too much lately. So we're gonna add, we'll leave this every 10 minutes. So we'll leave a trend on that, so maybe tomorrow we'll take a look at it and see what it did over the course of the day.
It's definitely not enough here to go in this room.
I would say most likely that's what it is, but until I get up there and look to see if there's any kind of other circumstance on it.
On another floor, if we jump for another floor.
Sure, so,
What's over there on this floor, on the fifth, we had only one bedroom with alarm.
yeah, I mean, but you can see all the alarms on the floors from the main screen.
First floor, one.
So this is third floor,
Third floor,
area
one,
A.
fifth floor one. Actually, we have 3 alarms right now.
4 right other than the one we just looked at.
First floor A, first floor.
My guess is they're high temperature ones. This one's 107. This one has a trend on it.
Which?
I'm going to say that there's.
Oh yeah, look at this. Temperature go up.
Well, the temperature might have gone up right as the sun has risen.
107 degrees.
I don't know if I trust that value. Well, we are putting, this air handler is only doing 65 degrees. This is A27. So 65 degrees is not enough to really cool that, to try and bring that down. But it does look like, we could look at the history, how much history we have on this box. So if you want to see, there's a way, so if you highlight it in the tree and you go to view and you go to trend viewer, it'll give you a little bigger picture of it. No, I want to go back to 739.
On the second floor. Okay, he is upstairs now? Okay, I will find him. Right.
So now if I want to see like a week's worth of trends, see what it's
Okay, good.
I mean, in a week, this hasn't dropped below 80 degrees. So let me show you how I got here. So again, I looked at the point. I found the point in the tree. Okay. So now, what I did is I went view. We have a thing called trend viewer. I went to the trend viewer. Now this will show me the 24 hours, okay? But I could, if I click on a graph, I could extend. The x-axis is what does the date. So So I can take off the automatic scaling and I can go back and pick a date as far back as I want. So if you want to go back a week, I can see the week's worth of data. And then again, if I want to see values, you know, I could look at it. And I can copy.
Blowing high all of the day.
It's high all the time.
Yep.
So,
Yes, over there. On today and yesterday over 100 degrees below.
yeah, so
If the sensor, maybe sensor is not right.
that's what I'm thinking. It's probably, I would have to check the sensor on that. I mean, obviously, if you get a call, you're gonna go up there, maybe take a temperature in the room and see if it matches. But I'm gonna say that sensor's not set up right now. So.
Those sensors should be calibrated or no? I mean,
There's
for
no
installation or
calibration.
calibration.
There's no
right?
calibration.
Just take one, if it's, for example, it shows like now 107, 105 degrees, doesn't matter, right? And I come with a physical thermometer and hit that and the temperature showing me 70 and I feel it's a 70,
Yes.
not 105. It means one needs to be taken off and another one being installed, right?
Most likely, if it was set up right from the beginning, but it could be that the wrong sensor is defined in the software. So, oh, look at this.
Good morning, guys.
Boring.
You're trading too far.
Привет, Боря.
It's time to take a break.
More donuts.
Опа!
Yeah, lunch too? Shit.
Привет.
How you guys doing?
Классно. Давно тебя не видел.
Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning, Boris.
Слушай, он мне сказал то же самое. Говорит, советую ты самое главное. Ты можешь выписать это самое? Нам по вашему Джонсон Контрол помочь?
Помойки?
Да. В вашем марке Джонсон Контрол вот эти с карманчиками. Они очень удобные. У меня есть таких делать.
Сейчас вообще что-то проблем, потому что наши кредит-карты
Нет.
они заблокировали,
Они
они
классные.
только на travel.
Я понял, они такие удобные, с этим карманом есть, и они не снашиваются. Не-не-не, не такие, простые. Вот как у него, не рубашки.
Show me your shirt.
Then еще this one.
I'll take a look, I'll see what I can
The
do.
pocket t-shirt? Why don't you get the golf shirts? The golf shirts.
No, the problem is to pay for it. I used my corporate credit card to pay for it.
Uh-huh.
But it was blocked. Now it's allowed. I can use it only for travel, hotel, parking, stuff like this. Everything else, it gets declined.
Can't order it right from the website?
Like I go to
the
Home
job?
Depot, I cannot buy shit.
Trending, and you guys feel comfortable with that? You want to go over it some more? Any other questions? Concerns?
Another question, but it's not about air handle units. It's about rotation of cooling towers.
Okay, so let's see what
And
we
on the screen I see 3 cooling towers. We have 4.
Well, the fourth one's not set up yet. It's not in the rotation
Yes,
yet.
it's gonna be
So what I,
future.
yeah, so I'm assuming, when do you guys typically come out of cooling? In November? December?
Yes.
So I'm gonna start, yeah, so as soon as you guys shut cooling down, I'll probably start, because I gotta renovate that plant.
Yeah, because I see 4 chillers, but cooling towers only 3.
Well, there's only, you only have three chillers
3 chillers
available,
now, yeah.
too,
But
so.
on the screen I see 4.
I think when we get to the, I think we show the fourth.
And also should be like the primary chill water pump number 4 should be on.
Yeah, so we have the future there. So what's the question with the, so I think I put something in here, in this drop down here, right? It tells you which is the lead tower, which 2 is the lead tower. So that'll be the first one to come on in rotation. I didn't put a point to tell you what's next, but they only called for which was the lead.
Where can I see how often they switch? every day or every week? Because this is important because we have regulation with Legionella disease, and inspector coming every year to look on this. Also, what you see, how chillers rotate also.
So the chillers rotate. It looks like once a week. They rotate at 6 a.m. on Monday, right? I'm pretty sure the towers are hooked up when the chillers rotate, the towers rotate to relieve. I'm not positive on that. You don't rotate them on your own, it does it automatically? I'm asking.
Ну, they should rotate automatically.
Hands dirty. I gotta go home and wash. I gotta go home and take a shower. I got my hands dirty. Whoa!
Coffee, Johnson Controls.
Holy smokes!
No,
See
Johnson
that?
Controls better than Honeywell.
They had to do better than me. Once they saw I brought them, it's like, oh man, that's it. Now we gotta top this guy. Okay. Filet mignon for lunch? Filet mignon and lobster tail for lunch.
Tomorrow's steak and eggs, right?
Oh, tomorrow we're gonna
Tomorrow?
we're gonna have lobsters.
There are at least 3 leaks on that boiler. They're all at the donut. Did you ever see one of those boilers apart?
Yeah.
In between the sections, there's a small rubber O-ring that seals them. All three O-rings. One on the bottom, closest to boiler 2 in the back is leaking. And then I threw a piece of miracle tape over the one in the back, and the one next to it started leaking. So we're like, okay, this boiler's shot.
Okay, what do you think? Boiler should be replaced?
Well, the smartest thing to do would be what Robert, oh yes, it should be replaced. But do what Robert did, have him go look at building 2 and do the crossover so you can use boiler 2 for heat, for domestic hot water. And then we got a crossover in the backup
Yeah,
while they're putting the boiler in.
Spools with a valve to
Right,
open and
yeah.
get to the
Yeah, that way you're only gonna have it down for a day, maybe 2, they won't have hot water. And then, because you do the crossover, and then we'll get boiler 2 run, they'll have hot water while they replace the boiler.
I'm gonna go to Mickey and Scott
Yeah.
to see what is the future for this building.
Correct. You know,
But the
maybe they
thing
want to
is-
go just straight, because you got a 350 gallon. Is that building still going to be used for inpatient? Do they need showers? I mean, building 10, there's no more shower. It hasn't been showers for years, yet we got a 350 gallon sink over there.
Absolutely.
Building 11, we've got a 50 gallon electric water heater that does the whole building, no big deal or no problem. Throw a freaking electric water heater in there. It's not like you don't have enough electric around this damn place. You know?
Then you got a water heater in 14.
Correct, but that locking, that's the problem in 11. You already got one of those high efficiencies, and there's no way to vent it. They put it in the same mechanical. What they needed to do was put it in the boiler room where there was a straight shot up through the roof and pipe it to the mechanical room. Because now they can't vent it. It would have been so much easier.
But
But we ran out of room in the mechanical room. I kind of get where their head was at.
But that
How much
electric,
more shit can we squeeze in there?
Electric may not be enough on the building one because it's a first floor.
Again, if it's
a
showers,
fully occupied.
right, if
It's a
you're doing
shower.
showers, that is not
They
enough.
do showers,
It's
definitely.
not enough, then you gotta do a lock and bar like you
They
did in two.
do, they live over there.
Right, then you do a lock and bar like you did in two, absolutely. Well, you got way too many sprinkles, way too much sugar, my donuts are healthier.
Kenny,
I didn't get any sprinkles, I stayed away from them.
Yeah.
You know what, I got grandkids, when you give them sprinkles, they go nuts because of the artificial colors.
if you want even more healthier, put salt on that.
Put some salt on them and make them healthier.
It's not well at this point.
And Kenny, what you do with boiler number 3 upstairs?
It's off. In the master control panel.
TV here for tomorrow.
Sure, why not, right?
Just not
Yeah, I'll put the, so you have
You guys
that.
done? We got more training.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Well, we were still going with
English
that.
wondering about a sensor up there.
Flow switch. Sensor on boiler 3? What sensor?
Well, the sensors, I mean, they're my sensors, so I'm assuming that the return is higher than the supply is what I'm getting
I
on
think you should calibrate these.
it. What does that mean? What is
It's called Tweak 101.
like,
Switch them. Just switch the wires, then everything will be fine. Right at the end. Come on, it's 2 inputs right there. Oh, look, the temperatures are right. That's why we do it Honeywell, isn't it? What you guys do?
just add an offset to it and everything.
Ah, there you go. Minus 21 degrees. What's wrong with that?
Feel do it like this.
Did they get the Heimel system resolved? That sensor, what was it, building 1, the boiler sensor? That we were in alarm for, that 512 alarm?
Yeah, I asked Phil to fix it.
Did they put a sensor in yet?
No, not yet.
There's something in,
But it's in his.
It's on his list of things to do? Okay.
in, what is it, building 10? We're integrating to some a Honeywell system that looks ancient to me.
Well, that's obsolete. That's been obsolete for more than 15 years.
Is it running?
11, I think.
It works fine. It's
Okay.
an amazing piece of equipment. It runs fine as long as nobody fucks with it.
But there is no spare parts.
Right, you get spare parts for it from the other buildings. There's buildings 1, 2, 3, 4. What are you guys doing in 6 and 7? Because it's got the same operating system as 10 does.
I don't know. I mean,
Because those Honeywell panels, are you even using them anymore? You don't have pumps there anymore. You don't have boilers there anymore.
No,
you don't have a
no
chiller
boilers.
there anymore.
No boilers, no chiller,
Yeah,
but we have a zone
We
pump.
can see on a zone pumps. We can see zone temperature.
Right, you're still controlling the zones through that.
No,
That's right, you're still
that's kind of
controlling the
it.
zones through that program.
Yes, and Boris took a pictures from this, and
Hey, Ilya.
he should do something, but I have no idea.
Yeah, who's gonna take control of the zones?
Absolutely not.
You run into a problem. Remember the little controllers I put in building 10 to control the pneumatics there? We'll put in T775s, one for each zone, supply and return sensor, and we'll reset them just like you guys do right now. But you'll just have to go over and do them individually in each building. We'll make it work.
Just Johnson's controls the vehicle.
Well, you have a lot of confidence in Johnson's controls. I see you're kicking Honeywell to the curb.
For now, I'm
Because you're buying cheap donuts.
Same store.
He got them at a better store.
you know, some vendors go for sprinkles and some don't.
Sprinkles are full of artificial colors. You can be able to control yourself. Have donuts. They're kosher.
coffee.
Well, you can't tell me a French cruller isn't kosher.
French cruller is a French cruller.
These guys.
Халява.
How about yourself?
So, Dimitri, how often you want
We're not
that,
gonna
those
get
towers
we're not
to
gonna get lunch
rotate?
today. We're all gonna be on sugar house for the rest of the day.
The regulations should be once in a week.
Once a week?
Maybe with the together with
I
the
thought the
trailer.
towers are usually like 3 days.
The sugar is in- I
Well,
probably
it goes by, it goes by your water treatment, basically. He usually tells us how often he
I bought these and then he went and bought
to
those.
cycle the towers.
We're having a competition, and he got caught, you know, cheap
I
stuff.
don't remember this regulation for Legionella. I think they have 7 days, or 5 days.
So,
I have to open.
I mean, I can make it go, you wanna go twice a week? We just go
I don't know
like,
if training is done or not, they're having a
and you-
conversation.
and you wanna
They're not
do it-
including us.
You wanna do it during the week while you guys are here, or you wanna do it in all
Breakfast
hours?
on the trailer.
It should be like a switch like at 6 o'clock in the morning.
So you wanna do it like Monday and Thursday or something like that?
They're good, aren't they?
Thursday?
I mean, I'm a
I'll
chocolate
put that on,
glaze.
I'll make sure that.
Every year, inspector from city came up and check everything.
Yeah. Ate a lot of them,
So
did you?
your water treatment's the most important factor.
Yes.
I mean, you've been running
The water treatment-
most of the summer you were running 3 towers, I saw, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but for
well, now we're hitting the shoulder
like now,
season.
we run only 1 tower now. No, for now the system is off now.
Why we have one boiler?
Oh, you're not running the chillers today? You going on outside?
Right. Pumps number 4.
Right.
Oh, okay.
They shut down.
You're kind of
They
established a little bit,
I said, guys, you have 45 minutes to do it. Because they cannot start pump because something was weird dinner.
Shut your chiller plant down in the middle of the day. You know?
Yes.
Even September, I mean, it's gotta be 70 degrees outside, right?
Okay.
Yeah. This,
These are Dunkin' Donuts or bakery? Yeah, but back then, Dunkin' Donuts were so much better. Each
You'll
store
lose your load
paid for
pretty
the
quick,
fresh
yeah.
in the store. And you knew
But
which stores had
you
the
have
best
some,
donuts.
And
We got plenty of capacity. The plant's been running pretty good since those last changes, right?
yeah, what?
It's been cycling,
Yeah.
it's good.
Except,
good as those.
Next time, go to Tim
I don't know
Hortons.
what they call
But for
them.
now,
They're like cinnamon rolls. Giant donut cinnamon roll pastry.
primary.
There was one in Somerville, New Jersey. And everybody else in
Condenser
Somerville,
pump
they were like
number
this big.
4 also.
The one in Somerville, they were like this
All
big.
of that's coming in when we do
Now, they know things like they're special.
All, the original controllers are getting ripped out. So everything is gonna be
I
redone.
could give one of those giant things. and a
The
cup
older
of-
controls didn't have the
What?
capacity,
Cheap lunch,
so
man.
everything is coming new.
I go there 5 times a week for my $2 cheap lunch. And that, but that was also when the dozen donuts were $2 too.
You can stop plant only for 1
Dozen
hour.
donuts was $1.99 when I moved to New Jersey.
No, well, you guys do, you shut down and drain down, right? That's in the winter,
Lost it.
right? You drain down your condenser
No,
water.
condenser water, yes, we drain. But primary still
Chill water.
Cooling, yes.
Still water, yeah.
But you don't use it, right?
Yeah.
It says cooling tower rotate, you go to true,
True,
and then,
my manual rotate.
yeah, and
That's
then,
me.
yeah. So I would trigger it to true, leave it for like 10 seconds, and then put it back.
Okay.
Okay? Because it's gonna be, it'll be on a schedule, that'll keep it on the schedule for whatever, a minute.
Cream.
Toggle
and
it
milk.
back. But that'll rotate your towers.
So you went there for lunch?
This same thing will rotate your pumps.
Everything was
This is based on run out.
From now.
Yeah, it should be on, you know what? The cooling towers might be on run hours too.
the lunch was.
Everything will be on run hours. So it'll go to, it'll go to,
Every 3 days.
so,
But for pumps, it should be like on a run out.
everything's on run hours, but it's a matter of when it rotates. So it's not when it hits, 100 run hours that it rotates. It's when it gets the call to rotate, it'll go to the one with the lowest run hours. So
the same
if you have a tower, let's say you have cooling tower 1 out of service for a lengthy amount of time, you bring it back in service, right?
She was
And you go to rotate, if that still has the least amount of run hours, you're gonna stay with that tower. It's not gonna rotate until one of the other towers drop below it with the run hours, so. That's
I
just
don't
something I
remember
can
what I
say.
asked him now. He said
Look at
yes.
this.
I gotta go look at the messages and see what I asked him. It was hours ago I sent him a message. Oh,
Was installed like a three years after.
So that ran for a while, yeah.
No, it's not like a-
So, well,
that's what I asked him.
everything, really, when you added that, you should have zeroed them all out. But it'll be zeroed out when I add the fourth tower. Because it's a new control, so everything will be zeroed out with that, so.
I'm out. Just to say hello, Dad. How you doing?
I never saw it before.
He only calls when he needs something. I got one of those too.
What does it mean?
It just means that you have the amount of towers you've fallen for.
And then you suck up a little bit and pretend he
So if that was
cares.
false, you might be calling for 3 towers, but only 2 towers are running. It's really, I don't know why.
I just like information.
It's true right now because you're off and you're 0.
Jeez, I didn't even know you were
You know,
offended.
It's really, I had to add that because it was on the spec. It was a deficiency for it.
What?
So,
I would have said I didn't even know you were
okay, so
pregnant. Congratulations.
I'll make sure. So it'll be on a schedule.
Basically what happened.
My water.
So basically it'll be like,
I'm gonna be so high on sugar here in a few minutes. It's gonna be crazy.
here's the chiller rotation schedule.
From outside, at the meter.
So it's just basically based on a time schedule every day. It'll, so if you wanted to adjust that, you would adjust that here by
At least
using
in
the
Jersey, the
Amazon.
meter's in the house.
You know, if you wanted,
He said
if you wanted to make it more
Okay, maybe it's
frequently,
Florida, they do something different.
you know, you
We keep
can
it in the house
add,
so it doesn't freeze in the winter.
Right
Down there, you don't
here.
need to worry about it.
you know, if you wanted to add Wednesday on there and go to
I follow you.
True
With water.
at 6
What should I
a.m.
do?
You could add that and then you gotta shut it off.
How old are you? That's what I would have said.
Oh, look,
I see, I see.
different field. First,
So basically, that would be a bump.
to shut the
You
light
can move that.
He said,
Race the line, there's gotta be a valve somewhere.
you said.
So if you want to add in another day rotation or change it, here's the way you would do it.
Just put it back to
Yeah, okay.
One of those.
So,
Shut water off and then.
Yeah, it's very similar like we have schedule or air handle.
it's the same type of schedule.
Bingo. Call the water company,
So,
find out who's
Yeah,
responsible.
it's basically the same schedule as that.
My water broke.
I found the entrance, but they won't fit there. The entrance where?
I mean, what else you guys want to go over?
What is this graphic resolution for this picture? 480 or 1080?
It's whatever the screen is. It's probably for whatever your computer screen is set up for.
No, this is I think this is 1080.
You think this one is nice, right? This one is better than what I'm. This is 10. Well, this is the
1080.
the TV, right?
Yes. But on the computer it's maybe like a 480.
Yeah. Look, I mean, this looks a lot better than mine, right?
You got you started now, huh?
Because
That's a joke.
I tried to connect that screen.
Either Boston or Bavarian, I don't know which.
The resolution is good.
There's some
Maybe instead of
kind
this
of-
screen, we should put that
But
over there.
for this screen is much better than that one.
Let's instead of this one use this.
No, we can buy new one because it's cheap. We buy. This is a broken.
Just take one of the TVs out. You got a whole bunch of them.
Unused, right?
Yeah, oh my.
Rafael doesn't want to give us.
They don't.
What's he gonna do about the room that are overheating? We're gonna check into that or?
Look, they're big.
No, they're talking about stuff.
There's nobody there right
Let's
now.
remark to do it.
We're gonna be in April.
We take care of the 6, 7, 2, 4. Not this two.
I'm gonna look at the one that looks like the temperature's out of whack. I'll take a look at that one.
I'm looking at the chiller plant
Look
right
at how
now.
many alarms we have.
Wow.
That's 4 alarms on 500 VAV boxes.
Yeah.
It isn't that bad.
So each
I'm
floor,
sorry,
each
if we
floor.
go to air handlers,
Okay.
to any of them, and
Oh, you're looking at, The NRB?
Mind recall adjustment.
Oh, it's online? I
Yeah.
should have been looking over your shoulder. I'm just curiosity what was going on over there.
Changing on air
I
cameras.
had no idea NRB was
Okay,
online.
so you
Yes.
want, you,
I didn't know.
NRB.
NRB is online.
yeah,
Nice.
these are the NRB handlers. So
Now I'm gonna go look.
it has an automatic reset schedule based on the VAV box positions, right? So that's when it's in automatic. If you want to put it into a manual set point, you have to switch the automatic right to manual. And then here's the manual DAT. You can put it to whatever you want.
Okay.
95.
95?
Outlook, for example.
Pissed off at somebody?
Nobody
Based on
inside.
the set schedule on air cameras. Reset on air cameras. Based
95
on
degrees.
VAV, right? But it's a lot of VAVs connected to that air camera. How is that determined? Program software from computer, just combine that and get like a middle point of that.
So what
How that works.
it does is it takes the damper position of the VAVs,
All of them were just,
the VAVs that are associated with that area.
but it's a lot of VAVs.
Well, you're here on business.
I mean, it's probably 40 VAVs per
So
area.
like
Right. So, I mean, you got a total of somewhere around 500 VAVs for the 7 air handlers, so, for the 8 air handlers. So it takes the average of the damper position where it should be, and it resets the discharge air temperature half a degree
I'll send you numbers.
per-
numbers. You
per
check
half
that,
hour
see what,
based on that.
will,
Okay.
schedule.
So that's where you'll see that effective,
Right now,
see the effective DAT. That tells you what it's actually looking for.
he will call me and I will take it. Он мне должен сказать, и я делаю.
So, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the automatic reset based on the VAVs. I like VAV systems to be
you think it's better to
55
put it
degrees
on-
and leave it,
on
but
the manual?
Yeah, the reheats here are really small. but I understand.
they do a pretty good job. The VAV box reheats.
Yeah, I heard that they're like red boxes or something. Really small.
So, I mean, they're the size of they're basically the size of the VAV
10 by
box.
10, 10 by 12.
Okay, another question. It was like 2 days ago I saw 10,000 alarms. Who cleaned these alarms?
Who cleared it?
Yeah. You did it or somebody from Aramark?
I cleared some alarms. I was trying to
It
track
was
something
10,000
down.
alarms.
I don't. They weren't deleted. They were just acknowledged, right?
Yes, they closed for a new building.
For NRB, it was probably me.
Ah, okay. No, it's thank you. I just want to tell you thank you. Because it's 10,000 alarms. Our safety cannot recognize it.
Well, so I mean, if you want to clear alarms and quickly without going through each
No,
individual.
we know how to do it, but we was informed from Aramark, don't touch new building. Okay, then
No, I think it was me because I was trying to track down. Oh, you know what? It was me. They said they were doing a test and alarms weren't coming in, and I think it was because they were already active while they weren't coming in. So I cleared out everything in order to see the new alarms coming for the test. So that's it. But I mean, so just to show you, we'll go to view. Right, the event viewer is the alarms. And this will give you the active alarms, but so you could clear them. You know, they give you 1,000 a page, so you could collect. You could highlight all, Control A or highlight all, and then you can acknowledge them all in one shot. So that's
Control 8, right?
What's that?
Control 8. Control 8.
Control A. I mean, you could also do it. You could, you know, hold the mouse and slide down and do them like that. The Control 8 will take the whole page. So, you know, it's quicker than acknowledging them one at a time. So, you know, typically I don't discard any alarms. I just acknowledge, and then your maintenance guy should purge out the system, you know, every 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Just clear the cache and then start from scratch. Usually with the alarms, they don't ever get rid of them. They purge them out and they keep them in a text file. So
But
that
server has a lot of memory.
the server's huge, and this is all text. It doesn't eat up a whole. You really can keep a lot of information in there. Which there's jobs that they don't get service contracts and they never get purged out. So. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're on the air handle. Any other question with the air handlers? You guys are pulling in a lot of outside air on these air handlers. They have. Well, you're an economizer, so. Plus, you have no heating, no cooling.
No cooling now.
Yeah, so the cooling's disabled. So. Yeah, your economizer is working, so that's why I got outside air.
Okay, range of for air handling. Air handling is no chain plant is off now.
Yes,
Okay, this
there's a connection. So it'll be, see where it says cooling available, false?
okay, yes.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so
It's
it
not-
knows that there's no
it's
cooling
not
available, yep.
And
So
switch to different
I think
working schedule like it.
it's not it comes off the status, I believe, of the chill water pumps. So if you don't have any pumps running, you don't have any cooling. So I think that's where, I didn't do that, but that's usually where they take it off of is the chiller pumps. I mean, they can make it below when the chill water's below a certain
Now I
setting.
see because cooling unavailable now, and we have outside is 63, and discharge temperature set point.
Well, you're looking for 53.
53, yes. But we have 65, and that's why we have outside.
Yeah, well, you're
open to take cold air from the
Well,
outside. Yes.
what it's saying is, right, it does enthalpy, outside air versus return air enthalpy. So since the outside air enthalpy is lower, we're going to bring in the outside air.
Outside air.
So, you know, you don't have cooling available, so it's better to take the 70-degree air from outside, 69, than it is to bring back the 73 return air. So, but beware in these, even if the economizer wasn't available, you're still going to be looking to bring in 7,700 CFM of fresh air. So it's typically around 60% of the unit is looking for outside air, which I tend to think you're going to have some humidity problems when you're full-blown summer. So that's just my opinion. It's a lot of outside air.
Okay.
And that's adjustable. It tells you what they have me put what the default is, but so if you guys wanted to change that later on, you can. It's available to you.
Another simple question. What is this?
This is the high pressure safety.
High pressure. Okay.
Uh-huh.
This is the temperature sensor. Right?
This is the temperature sensor above it. Okay.
What is
This is the low pressure.
Pressure sensor.
Yep, the low
What
pressure.
is this?
That's the CO2. This is the preheat,
preheat.
and this is the freestyle.
Freestyle.
Yep.
This is also
The mixed air temp.
mixed air temp.
Yep. Every should have a associated
What is
button.
this?
That's the smoke detector.
Ah. This is discharge air pressure.
Yep.
circulation pump, when it started? When it's low temperature alarm,
There's
activated, it should be started with
there's a sequence for the preheat. I believe it's based on outside air temperature.
because on the Honeywell we have this pump. When unit went to alarm with freeze protection, this pump is started. Where did you get this sequence of operation?
This is
We
my.
have in our computer or no?
I don't know. I can give it to you. Yeah, I'll give you the file. That's no problem. So
If you need a flash card, I'll give it to you.
okay, yeah, I could do that. So it will come on. The pump will come on if the outside air temperature drops below 40 degrees. Okay. So it's basically
Okay, I see.
all right. Yeah. So it's anytime the outside air temperature drops below 40 degrees, it's going to come on. But you're going to maintain. You look with the. You have a low limit protection of 45 degrees in that chamber. So it's going to look to maintain 45 degrees in that chamber, and then it's just going to put that freeze pump on just as added protection. Yeah, it should be like a file. Okay, any other questions with the air handlers while we're here?
Kenya, do you have a question?
No.
No. What about,
It ain't broke,
what
don't
about
fix it.
boiler plant makeup air units?
The MAUs,
You have a question?
basically they just give them an enable point and then they pretty much run on their own.
They run based on when the outside air temperature
Right.
drops below.
Yeah, they operate off their own little PLCs that are inside.
Yeah, we
All
just.
they do is enable, that's all they do. You can always put a wire nut on there if they give us an issue.
You know how to change set point and a boiler?
Yeah, yep. It's pretty easy to do once you're on the screen. So, yeah, we got that. We had a problem, which I think they're still trying to resolve, where we found the MAUs running and the outdoor air dampers, they overlapped. So of course the MAUs are trying to make static pressure and the outdoor air dampers are on. So you had two of them running balls to the wall.
So I think that was recently, like last week or something like that.
No, it's been caught more than once, but yeah.
So I know we tested it like a week or two ago.
Okay,
And I think something got left in an override during the test.
okay.
So that one you told me about that they were, when did you tell me about that? That was last week, was it?
It was in the spring that I found this happening. It was the first time I actually caught it out. It was in the spring of this year.
Oh,
April,
no,
May.
it would have been like a week or two ago.
Yeah. It's
But,
April, May when I first saw it and reported it.
Yeah, sometimes somebody will keep door open.
Right, they don't close the door, they prop the doors
Absolutely.
open. We gotta run a small electrical charge through them.
Yeah.
Attach tasers to the door handles. Then we'll know who it is. When we find him laying on the floor drooling.
Don't touch him.
Yeah, if they touch the handle and they're laying on the floor drooling, we'll know who it was right away. We told you not to do that. We had to lock. Remember, I had to put a deadbolt on the one door.
Yeah.
I'm putting remember the little post-it notes we had on the Honeywell panel? On the Honeywell screen? Little post-it pads?
What to do?
These little post-its. Click on these little notepads down here.
What about that tomorrow, right?
Right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put boiler one supply sensor, no signal. And we'll leave it there to remind Phil when he sees it, okay?
Yeah. Give
Yeah, well, you
show
know,
it to few.
if it's in his face,
Doesn't look
it doesn't look good today? I didn't see him today. Huh. Well, that's scary. It works.
Stop.
Wow.
So,
Wow. I don't think it's Phil, I think it's somebody who's off. Right, okay. See, look, she multiplied that out. Ah. She made a big boo-boo. Wow, I see what happened. Yeah, that's his office. Somebody's got slippery fingers on the calculator. Oops. They're gonna get themselves thrown out of here, all because of the secretary. It's crazy.
all right, so let me show, I know I showed you guys this last time, but let's say, so all every VAV box that is with, associated to a certain air handler is on the same, is in the same NAE. So if we know like AHU1 is NA5, and we wanted to look at, let's say I wanted to see all the zone temperatures for, that are associated with that air handler. What I could do is generate a report. I would go to query up here, right? And then, but first I'm going to highlight the NAE that I want to see. Okay, I'm going to highlight, and you could highlight anything and limit it to whatever you want to highlight. Well, let's start with the NAE, and I wanted to do a global search, okay? So if I put an asterisk in front, that eliminates any headings before it, and I want to see the zone temperatures. So ZNT, I could do a search, and this will bring up all the zone temperatures that, for that associated AHU. So you could, all the VAVs are tagged by what air handler they are, what floor they are, and then the number of the VAV on the floor.
Okay, but we can open like a floor plan and see what temperature is in the.
Well, let's say you wanted to see.
on each room.
Yep, okay. You
And
can,
it's gonna be easy for us because.
well, let's say you don't want to see the zone temperature, you want to see the discharge air temperature, right? Because you can't see that on the floor plan. So now I can see what the discharge air temperature is of each VAV. Right, well, let's say I want to even see what the damper position is. Right, because the damper position is what basically what's resetting your discharge air temperature. So I can see where the dampers are, you know, or
In the front.
yeah, you have to put the, so if I look at
It means all of this.
yeah, it takes all of them in that NAE. All right, so if you look at the tag, right, so I'll just take a random VAV and open it up. So see how it has the heading in front of it? Right, it says NRB VAV 1-3. So by me putting that asterisk there, it'll take everything that comes up with DAT. If I don't put that asterisk there, it won't see it because it'll be looking for all the stuff in front of it first. So it's like an infinity. It basically takes anything from that heading on. So that's how you do. And then you could say, if you wanted to save this, right, you could let's see, open up your list. And you could save it.
No, it was on the previous screen. Save object is?
Save object. Yeah, but it's grayed out right now. Why is it grayed out? Because I think because they changed it. Let's see. Global search. Yeah, so now I can save it. So if I want to do install search. And now if I want to save the object list, I can save this, you know, and I can give it a AHU1 VAV, you know, damper. And I could save it like that. And now every time.
And where it was.
So now you go to the query and you go to open object list. And you'll see we have a reheat for AHU4 saved. I can see the position of all the heating valves in AHU4. So it's a good tool. Okay, you guys understand? You want to go over how to get there? You guys understand how to get there? So you don't have to limit it by AHU. I'm just making it easier. I mean, you could highlight the whole job and do every heating valve, everything that's tagged HTG-O on the whole job. You will need to get the point right. So if you're looking for a VAV, right, open one up, and these are the tags, you know, you'd be looking for. Supply air temperature you wouldn't need because that's coming from the air handler, so you don't really need to see all the VAV supply air temperatures. The heating valve, though, you can do the heating valves, you can do the zone temperature. The DAVP, that's the velocity pressure, and that basically calculates your CFM. You don't really need to see that. But you can do all your CFMs and everything like that.
Then Fred. Ну, это не наша работа. Стас сказал, что это занимаются сами. Все, что там сделано, они ремонтируют. Нет.
This is America, we speak English here. Yeah. Who's gonna massage your head? He'll take it.
So, I mean, that's a good tool, like, so with the heating valves, I mean, if you want, suppose you wanted to put a load on your system and open up all the heating valves, you could do this here, and then you could, again, Control A, and select them all, and you could override them all, open and close right from here. If you wanted to, right? You get up, you override, put them, 100%. And so that's a tool, suppose you want to, if you want to put a load on your boilers or whatever.
100% it will be 100% open, right?
100% open. Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now, but it's, or if you want to override them closed.
You ever lock one of them open and see how hot we can get the discharge air?
Everything.
Have we tried that yet? Curiosity killed the cat? What's the max discharge air you can get out of the VAV?
What do you run your secondary hot water to?
160 or 170.
That hot, huh? 160?
I think it's on a reset schedule based on outdoor air temp. Well, you should be able to tell me that. Isn't it on a reset schedule based on outdoor air temp?
I don't know offhand, and we could look.
Should be. If it isn't, Aramark's not going to approve this.
This is. Yeah, it's resetting.
Based on
180 on the high, 140 on the low.
Wow, it only goes down to 140? Okay.
Right. So at 30 degrees will be 180, 30 degrees outside air. At 65 degrees will be 140.
It's going to overheat the whole building. We brought this one all the way down to 110.
They have a limit on the VAVs. They won't let the discharge air go above 92
Yeah.
degrees. So.
Cool.
Let's go back to the system. These graphics, I cannot adjust temperature to grade 9. In the previous graphics, it was set point for this visual temperature. So now, this is visual. Okay, this is the temperature.
That's what you're looking for?
Yes.
Is that right, 95?
Yes, for temperature like this.
Okay.
But it's anyway, this system is the same for now.
It's the
It's
same.
off.
It's off today.
Off now, yes.
Okay.
The temperature drop, I will start this system. There's no line.
For what?
To start this system, to activate this system.
This is the building 89.
89, yes. If you go to the previous graphic, you will see this system.
Oh, so it's probably on that graphic page?
Yep.
No, that's okay, right?
The whole graphic.
Is this the
No. This is for.
This is different. This is
for
NRB.
NRB. If we go to the three.
So it's from. That's the old
Open-
graphic?
Yes, just open system. And I think on the bottom, tertiary system enable, false. I can only to start hit for 8-9 only from here.
Okay, I mean,
It should be on a new graphic also.
it should be on this graphic?
Yes.
I thought there's only, this is a different tertiary system, this one here? Right, this is different.
This is
We
yeah,
have
this
multiple
is NRB.
complicated systems here, right, Lon?
Yeah, it's
I mean, I did this,
Yeah,
I didn't do
know that
this job.
existed.
So.
yeah.
You want, I could give you a button up here.
Yes.
So
Yes,
just
yes,
tertiary, same thing as the other one?
Yes, I need
Tertiary system enabled?
Multiple
Yeah.
complicated systems here.
Maybe
Where's the
There's a
handoff
nice
auto
like
switch that puts
tertiary
everything in hand?
tertiary system building 8-9.
Building 8 and 9,
Yeah.
tertiary.
Yep.
Okay. Enable, disable, that's,
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm just gonna drop that point in there.
Yeah.
Are they taking over 8 and 9
too?
too? You guys are taking over 8 and 9, all the pneumatic controls up there? You know if Johnson's taking over 8 and 9?
We're
All
doing
the air
work in the
handlers,
building.
Pneumatic controls? Eventually, right?
We're doing the pumps and there's a job in the basement now doing the, I guess you got, what, 3 or 4 different hot water systems down there? Air handlers, fin tube maybe?
Yeah, those,
They are doing 8 and 9, they're doing the zones, okay, they're doing the zones down
yeah,
there.
those fan coil units and loop for power doors.
So I know we're taking over the pump controls. I don't know, I mean, I haven't even.
You know,
I
the
haven't
end
seen-
device is what I was curious.
I don't know about the end
Because
devices
these
yet.
are from like 1950s technology.
Well, they're pretty much restacking. I mean, we put all new air handlers in the, I don't know what that other port is, that building 12,
10,
10?
medical.
The attic up there?
Right, you've done none of that in building 8 and 9.
Yeah.
It's all the original air handlers.
There's a whole bunch of air handlers sitting that they haven't installed yet, so I don't know about it until I come across them.
Oh, I hear you. I didn't know if you were familiar. That's why I was
Yeah,
asking.
yeah.
I'm not trying to throw you under the bus.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
asking if you're familiar. That's all.
So, I mean, I'll probably be the guy doing the job, so later on.
Well, basically, if you're involved in 10, well, you didn't rip out the controls in 10. You didn't even know what was there. Okay. Fair
You know,
enough.
I show up
Because
at,
I was going to give you a heads up and say what you had in 10 is what you've got in 8 and 9.
yeah.
But since you didn't see it or rip it out, you have no idea what
The
current
only thing that
sequence
they
is.
told me to be leery of was that Honeywell controller that I'm integrating to. I gotta,
It doesn't talk well with other systems.
there's gotta be some sort of like integrator, there is an integrator going to it,
Yeah,
but someone's gotta build the tables for it.
yeah, I know.
So,
Why wouldn't you just rip it out and put your own in? It's just 3 EPs. Again, I guess you'd have to change sensors.
Handling grip.
My sensor's probably not compatible with your stuff.
it's a matter of what they bought, right? I mean,
I know,
Yeah.
I know. But to me, it'd be like, why are you reusing the old part? Just put new
I mean,
one.
that thing looks like it's from the
It is. It's from the
1960s.
1970s.
Yeah.
It's from the 70s. That was the last upgrade on that, was in the 70s. Should we hold a mirror in front of his lips to see if it gets foggy? What's for lunch?
I heard Honeywell was buying lunch.
Have a donut. I'm fighting with my boss about reimbursing me for donuts already. I asked
You're
for
probably like us.
I
We
asked
can't-
for hats, sweatshirts, and donuts. I ain't got any of the above.
We can't do anything anymore.
Are you Johnson or York?
Oh, I'm Johnson.
Because York still says they're York. They said we don't belong to Johnson. I go to the
That's-
get parts. They're like, we're not Johnson.
I mean, that
This is
was
the name on the building.
15 years ago we acquired York.
People still deny they're part of Johnson. That's the funny part.
Well, yeah, now we're running into that with Tyco.
It's hilarious.
Well, you're a tech for Honeywell?
Yeah, HVAC.
638?
No, local 9.
Local 9?
Local 9.
Oh.
Right there.
Was that out of Jersey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Freehold. 638's electrical, isn't it?
No, that's the New York steam fitters.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's Wagner College. Yeah, 638, yeah. No, we're at Jersey.
Well, Honeywell is one of the last companies that still has local 3 guys like us doing the controls.
Yep.
But I think they're a dying breed too.
Most of them that know anything are retiring. That's what's happening. It's an older generation, and they're going away. And they're taking the knowledge they had with them. That's the scary part.
We actually, well, we just laid off all our young talent.
Right. And that might be the safest thing to do, but they aren't going to get the field experience they need if you lay off your young talent.
Well,
and they don't get talent.
COVID killed us. You know?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're struggling. We're still doing rolling layoffs. They're calling them furlough. Right. It's layoffs, guys. Just call them what they are.
Did they ask you guys to take a day a week or anything?
No, I
like
had
that?
to take a week off.
Just-
We're waiting for them to ask for the second week. We're expecting it to come down. Just a week with no pay, thank God.
What was the other thing? The tower rotation, right? That was the other one? I gotta write it down.
It rotates when you tell it to. Clockwise.
Okay. I hate not having a direct game plan with training, but so let's go more Q&A. What else you got, Dimitri? What other questions?
For today, I think it's
We're good for today?
yeah, a lot of information.
Okay. So same thing tomorrow, back here at 8 a.m., right? Well, you got my number. If you run into anything today, I'll take care of those couple of little things. Yeah. So I'll take care of those couple of little points. I'll have them on you for tomorrow.
Yes, thank you. And
You missed it, Alex. He explained how the flux capacitor works.
9.8 gigawatts. Okay.
Your phone to you right
We're going to do time travel now. You missed the whole thing.